This is Anna Hockett and another episode of the Anna Angle. I have Katy Ripp in the house. Very, very excited to have you here. I'm going to let her introduce herself, but I will tell you this. So I met Katy originally right when I was nominated as a Woman of Impact for the American Heart Association, part of the Go Red for Women campaign. And then when I really fell in love with Katy was she was doing a talk at do we call it the starting block? But it's kind of RIP no longer, right?
Well, it was the Dream Bank.
Dream
I
Bank.
think. Yes, but the Dream Bank is no longer.
Dream Bank is no longer, but
Dream Bank is
happens to be across from where I live. I went to the event or the talk that she was giving, and I was taking notes, you guys. I was taking pictures of all the different statistics and stuff you had up on the thing, and I was like, I just need to be friends with this woman even more than she knows yet. But here we are. So Katy, welcome.
Fangirl.
Yes.
Oh, welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
I am thrilled to have you here. So do you want to give yourself a little intro? Is there anything you'd like everybody to know before we just dive in and have a little convo?
Let's just have a conversation. But yes, I'm Katy Ripp. I am a serial entrepreneur. I think that's how I'm mostly described.
How many businesses, Katy?
Well, quite a few businesses, but I will say we own 9 LLCs.
Okay.
So that's kind of a way to like break it down, I guess.
Yeah.
Which has all been created within the last 7 years. So I started way late in life. I'm going to be 48 in October. So
you look fabulous.
Thank you. Well, I just had some work done.
Oh my God, I saw that on Instagram.
Oh yeah, we can go ahead.
We need to get because you look fabulous compared to the first pictures from Instagram.
It was intense. It was sort of dramatic. So what we're talking about is I had cholesterol removed under my eyes because like we don't have enough problems.
Apparently,
that's
where
we just start collecting cholesterol under our eyes.
Like.
I'd never heard of this. Apparently it's a thing. I went over to Robertson Cosmetic, Dr. Sarah Rosen, who I will give a huge shout out to. She was amazing.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, this is totally normal. Well, she didn't say normal. She was like, yes, very common. We do this quite a bit. And I was like, really? I've never actually heard of this. And it just like came up, like all of a sudden I had these like yellow boogery packets underneath my eyes.
Now I'm like,
I know.
I have them?
She was like, I can laser them or I can cut them out. And I was like, oh, cut that shit out.
Cut it out.
Just cut it out.
Is it going to come back?
I mean, she thinks she got it all, but it could come back. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with my cholesterol. Like my cholesterol is fine. It just like found a way under my eyes, I guess. I'm not a very scientific or medical person, so somebody can probably correct me out here. But anyway, she cut them out. She like gave me a mirror to look at them. I was like, oh, I thought she was like going in laparoscopically. Nope, she like sliced under my eye.
Yeah, I saw that.
But this is like 2 weeks and it doesn't
you look
even
fab.
look, it doesn't even look like I had anything done.
No, it doesn't.
She totally tucked some wrinkles in there too.
Well, hey, if you're going to do it,
baby.
if you're going to do it, get it.
Yes. So yeah, within the last 7 years, we've had 9 LLCs. Some businesses have quote unquote failed, which is my second favorite F word. And some of them are thriving. Some of them just closed. Some of them we sold.
Yeah.
Whatever. So
I just find it so fascinating because my big joke is I'm a worker bee. I am not of the entrepreneur. I think maybe there's a part of me that like wishes I was a part of like an entrepreneurial spirit. I do have my own LLC, Hockett Brand Media. That's what we call it. But I think it takes a lot of balls. It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of whatever it is that you want to call it to start something on your own. And that's like reason number 2. I was like, when you were talking about that a little bit in the talk that you gave, I was like, wow. She must have a lot of something that I don't, because like that's incredible to want to try and not be afraid to fail. Yeah. I think maybe is what I find
that. I think I don't have that that trait.
I love that though.
I'm not really afraid. Like what's the worst that can happen? And to me, and I've talked about this quite a bit if I do a presentation or whatever, and people are always like, well, there's a lot that could happen.
And that's the first thing that in my mind, I'm like, I'll tell you what can go wrong. You can go bankrupt. You can lose your.
Yes. Most of it's around money. Yeah. Most of the things that people are so scared of are like around money. Yeah. Mostly if you open a business and close it, you're not going to die. Nobody in your family's going to get hurt.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
Really, unless you're doing something way out of what I would ever do. If my coffee shop closes, nobody's dying.
That's a good, yeah.
And I always think, like, what's the worst that can happen? And most women's fear, especially if you have children or you're just family or you take care of somebody or yourself, is you're scared you're going to end up on the street.
Yes.
Right? Like
Yes.
bankrupt. You've lost your house.
You
You've
don't have
lost
your car.
cars.
Yes.
You don't have anything, and you are literally in a cardboard box, cannot feed you or your children,
Yeah.
and on the street.
Yeah.
And I just think I have cultivated enough relationships in my life that nobody's going to let me go on the street. Now, does that mean that I would have to depend on somebody? Yes. But
Yeah.
I think that I've given enough to people that if I really needed help, they would help me. And I would not be too egotistical to ask.
Yeah.
Also, I just never think I'm going to fail. Right? Like I like you said, you're a worker bee.
Yeah.
My husband and I trust each other that no matter what, we will make it work. We just have always had that trust in each other. I trust myself that I will, if I can't pay my mortgage, I will go and get a job.
Yeah.
I will bartend. I will schlep whatever I need to schlep in order to pay my mortgage. So we've never really had that. I don't think I can make it work.
That's amazing.
Also, I don't like, socially, the worst that could happen is somebody thinks I failed.
Yeah.
What's a failure?
Right. Yeah.
What's a failure? Like if I quit something. And actually, as we are recording this, we just announced on Monday that we're closing our ice cream shop.
Okay.
It's been a great ride. It's been 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
We had a flood in that place. We've had, it's a seasonal place, but in the end, it didn't make any money. We've been floating it for 5 years, almost 5 years. Love it for the community. We love that people come there with their kids and after a baseball game, and we loved everything around it. We just we can't afford to keep it open anymore.
Right.
It's a seasonal business. It's hard to do.
Of course.
Expenses are high. Payroll is high. I mean, all of those things are true.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I can close the business and not feel like I didn't do what I set out to do.
Absolutely.
I did what I set out to do, which was provide a place for the community and provide jobs for young people in our community and provide a birthday party spot and have a last day of school party. The fact that I can't continue to do that in that space doesn't mean that I can't continue that.
Right.
Just not in that space.
Just not in that space and not hemorrhaging
It just becomes something different.
Yeah.
It just, also, I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago or 10 years ago or people that stay in jobs for 38 years. I mean,
that's amazing, but
it's amazing for somebody else.
Yes.
It is not amazing for me.
Right.
I would bang my head against the wall. So I think part of all of that is I've just not been scared to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most people's fear, and we have lots of fears, and fear is good, right? Fear keeps us alive. There's nothing wrong with fear. It's really knowing what your fear is.
Okay.
Are you afraid of the perception?
Yeah.
I have been afraid of perception most of my life.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think I'm lazy or a quitter or this or that or whatever. But knowing the difference between, am I worried about somebody else's opinion of me, or am I worried that I'm not going to make it, or I'm going to let myself down, or I'm not going to be able to trust myself, or there's lots of other fears.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I don't think that's the fear that keeps people from not doing something.
Yeah.
I think the fear of the opinions or the judgment.
The judgment is definitely, I think, a big one. And I think the fear of the money thing, even though, even if most people do have a support system and all, but I think being divorced, I think that I've got a little bit of a different perception of a lot of different fears that we can have. Like you want to talk about failure. A lot of people associate divorce with failure.
Sure.
And it's what would have been a failure is if I would have stayed in something that was awful for everybody involved. Do you know but
yes.
It's so much of it is in the eyes of how you look at it. Let me ask you this. Do you think once you started your first business and proved to yourself you could do it, it was significantly easier to
Yes.
Okay. Because I've been dying to ask you that ever since I knew that you had all these LLCs and multiple businesses, some that work, some that didn't. So after you did one, it was like, oh shit, I can do this.
Yes. So
And having a partner that support, like, I think that you and your husband,
let's back up here a little bit too. My husband still works full time.
okay.
He's got his own business, right? Like he's been self-employed for 25 years, but he's got one job and it's our money, right? Like we have something to depend on there. Now, if the economy takes a shit and nobody puts in granite countertops anymore, it's a problem, right? Like that's a problem. Yes. But I am not out here like you are. I'm not supporting myself, right? Like, yes, I have a partner and we support each other and our family, and we have 2 incomes or 3 or 4, right?
Depending on where the money's coming in from.
Right. Like what month is doing well.
Right.
So I've always sort of had an entrepreneur spirit. I'm also a worker. I have always had 2 or 3 jobs. I never went to college. I don't have a bachelor's degree. I have a certificate in web design from like when
Good for you.
HTML came out.
That's great.
Yeah, still actually works in my favor. So I have always worked. And so working was never a problem.
Yeah.
Like, putting in long hours or making it work was never really an issue. The first like toe dipping into this was a small little 5-room inn in Bayfield, Wisconsin.
Okay.
We bought into this thing,
and you guys, I have no idea what she's about to tell me here. So this is like raw conversation.
Bayfield, Wisconsin. We had it was called the Silvernail Inn. It was a 5-room guest house.
Okay.
I did everything, like wash the sheets, clean the rooms. And if you know me, I'm not a cleaner.
Okay.
Right? Like, no. So, did the reservations, set up the website, like did everything from top to bottom. Did that for 1 year and then realized, no, this is not a job for me. We also got pregnant and moved home and, blah, blah, blah.
Were you living up in Bayfield?
Yep.
Okay.
Life changes. So we came back. I worked for a quilt shop. Started teaching quilting classes.
Because why? Because why wouldn't you?
Why not?
Wouldn't you work at a quilt shop?
Right. And then, so basically every hobby I've ever had, I've turned into a job. And I think that there's a ton of us out there, right? Like multi-passionates. And then how can I monetize this, right? Like if I'm going to do something with my time, I'm going to then get paid for it.
So I feel about my spin classes.
For sure. I was a spin instructor. I was a yoga instructor. I liked yoga. So I was like, well, now I'm going to teach yoga. Yep. I liked body pump. So now I'm going to teach body pump, right? Like I liked quilting. Now I'm going to teach it.
Apparently we're teaching quilting.
Yeah. So now we're teaching sewing classes, which I did. And so those sort of things, I was like, well, I'll just learn it and then get proficient enough to teach it and then, make a job out of it. And then I started working for Harbor Athletic Club, which is a family-owned athletic club gym outside of Middleton, Wisconsin. And great family-run place. I worked there for almost 10 years, but about 5 or 6 years into it, I got like really good at my job. And then the better I got at my job, the less I had to work, sort of. And so I had all this idle time.
Yeah.
Idle time's not great for me.
I think it's great because I want to hear what comes next.
Well, I mean, aside from idle time at the time, I was drinking a lot, but I also, we bought a little farmette and we started a specialty cut flower farm called Mad Lizzie's. And that was really the gateway drug into entrepreneurship for me. I started this thing from scratch. And it turned into we planted all the flowers. I learned all about, mass producing cut flowers. So farming, but then also the marketing to get the flowers into people's hands.
You're like quilting, sewing, and then you do it.
I mean, I was also a soldier, right? Like I'm a veteran.
You are?
Yes, I was in Iraq for.
Oh my God.
So I have lots and lots of, my resume is quite long.
Holy shit. This is great. Look at me doing my research. I don't know any of this.
Find
I don't
this
know
stuff
any
and
of
collect it. So anyway, we started Mad Lizzie's.
Yeah.
And at the time I ended up with CSA, like a flower CSA, very much like a vegetable CSA. You just got flowers in a mason jar. They were all my own flowers. I delivered them all over Madison to
So
Maple
you were doing
Bluff
it
and
all. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, also working full time.
Yeah.
Also, my kids were 3 and 6 at the time. So, but that was really my first, like, oh, I think I can probably make something like this work. I loved writing the newsletters. Of course, I loved every order that came in. It was like ching, you know, like I loved that part. What I didn't love was farming.
Yeah. Okay.
What I didn't love was operations.
Okay.
I ended up like, you know, going out to cut the most beautiful flowers and like crying over them and hating them. Right. Like, farming is farming. I don't care if it's cute and cuddly or pretty or delicious. It is farming.
No, you know, I love wine. You know what I don't want to do? Grow fucking grapes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, that's
for sure, right?
I let the professionals do that.
Yeah. We don't want to see how the sausage is made. You just keep,
Same thing at restaurants.
Give me the product.
Well, I shouldn't say the restaurants because I do love cooking, but you know what I'm trying to let go, because I'm like really getting into this. This is so off topic, but I'm getting into this Italian cooking. I'm going to Sicily with my folks and I'm getting into Sicilian cooking, which is so fun. But I have tried my hand in like the Thai, Laotian, Asian cooking space, and that's not for me. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let these amazing restaurants like Ahan and Halong Bay and even Ama Kitchen, which is a little more like, that's more Nepalese, but I'm going to let them do their thing. And I'm going to enjoy it when I go out to eat there and get takeout. And I'm going to stick with this Italian. So anyways, some things are better when someone else does it. But I love the idea of most things. But I love the idea of the flowers. Like I would, depending on price, I would potentially subscribe. Clearly, I like flowers.
Yeah.
You're probably like, these suck, but listen, I do the best that I can. They're grocery store, but they're fab.
Yeah. Well, grocery store flowers come from somewhere. It doesn't, flowers are flowers. I love flowers. And what I did was monetize the shit out of it.
That's awesome.
And then ended up not loving it. And I was like, I can't afford not to love flowers. So I axed it.
Okay.
I mean, this was like, and to be honest, it was sort of that graphic actually that I showed in the presentation you were at of like the gold, right?
Yeah.
Like you were right before the gold, like the gold digger, and then you're right before the gold and you turn around. I think that's probably where I was.
Okay.
It was right about to get good. I had 80 CSA members. Well, when I say good, I mean, I was maybe going to break even.
Okay.
Right. There's no money in flowers.
Okay.
It's extremely difficult to compete with grocery store flowers.
I can't even.
It's extremely difficult. People are just not willing to pay a premium for a flower that's going to die.
Yes. I can
I'm not saying
that.
everybody out there, right? Like, don't come after me. Yes. I grow gorgeous dahlias. If I could get $7 a stem for them, would I? Yes. It's pretty tough.
We have to be realistic with what the market need is, right?
Grow a dahlia, like it's 12 hours worth of work.
I can understand.
Grow it and then find somebody to sell one. So, I mean, the older and more wise I've gotten, it's a difficult industry, for sure. But I loved everything about it. But what I really realized I loved was the creating and the building of the business. And so it was on our property. So like, it wasn't an option to sell it. It wasn't an option to like do anything. So I just shut it down. And I just said, listen, I don't want to like cry over flowers. I'm a business owner. I'm not a flower farmer.
Right.
And at that time, it didn't even cross my mind to find a farmer. And then I would do all the other stuff. I just thought I had to do everything myself.
Think, of
like
course.
if it was going to be my business, I had to do everything.
I
have learned quite a bit about that.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Tell me about, you briefly mentioned, this was back when you were drinking quite a bit.
Yes.
And just so everybody knows, not that it matters, I am drinking wine because everybody that listens to this knows that I enjoy my vino. You are not drinking because you don't drink.
I don't drink. I will be 5 years sober August 31st.
Can we cheers to that?
For sure.
Is that kind of weird to cheers to that?
I'm drinking hop water, which I love. Yes, drinking a ton. I also loved wine. Yeah. Like a lot of it.
Yeah.
Mine was never really about quality. It was about quantity.
And
right? So like boxes of wine.
Yeah.
And it was it started, I'm sorry, I just moved.
That's all right.
yes, my drinking history started like most Wisconsin people's do, right? When I was 14 or
I was going to say,
15.
what, 15
Yeah,
years old?
right. Like I was 14 or 15 when I first started drinking. I was sort of in pace or on pace with everybody else. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't, I mean, it was crazy for the society, like
Heinz, yeah.
society, but not in Wisconsin, right? Like
Yes.
not here, not among my friends, not among my peers, not among my parents or siblings or anything. I was just a normal drinker and normal drinking all the way through my 20s, maybe in my 30s, like right around kid time, it became more of like play dates were sort of around like let's have margaritas when we had our kids together or
When you were pregnant, was it hard?
no, which was
Okay.
always ironic, right? Like I never drank during my pregnancies
That-
ever. So like it just,
It was
like
just
I
something in
stopped.
your head.
Yep,
Yeah, you were
it
just done.
yes, it was just
Mom-
like a no, yes, no thing.
My mom said she never even wanted booze when she was pregnant.
Yeah, I don't think I would have.
Now, two of my best friends are pregnant, right? Or good friends are pregnant right now. I think they would very much disagree
enjoy.
with my mother.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, there are a lot of NA options out there. But
Yeah.
okay, so during your pregnancies, it wasn't a big deal, but then
No,
it just kept.
yeah. So like after my kids got a little bit older, we started, working. It was sort of this like everything's fine, right?
Mhm.
Like everything's fine. Nothing was wrong. Like I think, relationships, marriages were sort of like kind of ebbing and flowing and whatever. And I just started drinking a lot at home. It was like one glass at home every night turned into two,
Mhm.
and then two turned into a bottle. I mean, this is over a course of probably 10 years.
Of course.
But when I quit drinking, I was drinking almost 2 bottles of wine every single day. Every day. Now, like, that is a lot of wine to be drinking.
That's a lot of calories.
Oh,
Just
yes,
in-
and I was also 60 pounds heavier than I am right now.
Really?
Yes. And so
Katie, well,
it was just like it was a horribly vicious cycle, right? Like I would go to bed. I would wait for my kids to go. Well, sometimes I'd wait for my kids. In the end, I didn't wait for my kids, but I would like put the kids to bed. I'd go downstairs. I'd do all my book work and whatever. And I'd start, I'd drink wine or whatever, like casually,
Yeah.
I mean, casually by myself.
Yeah.
Right. But then it's sort of like, I just like couldn't stop. I didn't like have an off button. And even when we went out, I was never the driver. I was never I was always the last one at the party. And so, but then it got to a point that I like didn't want to go out because then I didn't want people judging how much I was drinking. Was there going to be enough? Was I drinking? I mean, the chatter in my head was just exhausting.
Exhausting.
It's
and
all
you're
I
like,
would think about.
So like, tell me when, like, just so I can think about timelines. So you're doing the flower business and you really liked it, but then you didn't really like it. Or when does the drinking line up with that?
Because that was around 2016, 17.
Okay. So you were still drinking at that point.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And probably the heaviest I was drinking was around that point. My father-in-law unexpectedly died in 2017 at 59 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. And it rocked our world.
Sorry.
It's in so many ways rocked our world.
That's really young.
I was 38. My husband was 35. It was just our kids were really little. We were super close, just like really rocked our world.
Of course.
And so, and the following year, while I was in the middle of a 90-day stint sober, right? Like I was taking 90 days off, we decided to open a wine bar. And so we opened 1909 in Cross Plains from scratch. We bought a historic building. And from the day we opened or the day we closed to the day we opened was 83 days. We did an entire build out.
Oh my God.
And opened this business like overnight. It was a great, wild success. It was amazing. And then COVID hit. So this was like 2019 into 20.
Can I ask why you did the 90-day stint of no drinking? Did you start to feel like it was a problem?
Oh yeah. And I had done 28 days. I'd done 90. I had done all of these things. And actually the 90-day stint, I blogged every single day about it. So it was fairly public. Like it was Facebook public, I would say.
But still, you're telling people that aren't just
sure.
yourself. That's a big deal.
And of course, this was 6 years ago. So the perception was way different than it is now. The amount of change that we've seen from 2018 until now in the non-alcoholic space is fascinating.
That's why I was dying to talk to you about it, because
it's fascinating to me.
It's so, I told you I had coffee with a mutual friend of ours this morning. She doesn't drink.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
tell me more.
I have a high schooler that like, nope.
It's not going to be for them.
It doesn't even cross their mind, which is so, it's fascinating to me.
It's really, really interesting that
it's just changed so much. But when I quit, it was like still the
social glue that kept people, or like,
yeah, and that's all we had. I mean, my husband and I, that's all we did was drink, right?
Yeah.
And my husband's drinking has cut way back, but I didn't realize I was the like instigator of.
Did he ever tell you that you had a problem?
Never.
Did you? No.
Did
you ever go to rehab?
Think that he thought I had a problem? Yes, I did.
Okay.
Would he have ever said that to me? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Right? Like he just. I think he knew I knew, so it wasn't.
He knew that he's like, well, she's got to do something about it if it's going to be.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to rehab?
No.
No? Okay.
No. So I did this 90-day stint thinking I had it licked.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not a problem. I don't identify as an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of schools of thought on that. I don't care to get into an argument about how people quit drinking, who they use, what they use. It does not concern me.
Yeah.
Everybody else's drinking habits are not my responsibility. Mine was. And I knew my life was not going to get any better. So what happened was we opened the wine bar while I was sober.
Yeah. That must have been so hard. First of all,
it wasn't really, because I was already like 90 days in.
Okay.
So like,
okay.
The magic.
But I just mean like 83 days opening a bar, like opening a
I was
brand
so
new.
Clear.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, I wasn't hungover.
Look how much you could get done.
Yes. I wasn't hungover. I mean, it was like, I think it's probably why I got so much done.
That's probably it.
So, but then I had it licked, right? Like I wasn't going to get anywhere near where I was before, and I wasn't going to drink every day, and I wasn't going to drink on Tuesdays, and I was only going to have wine, and I mean, these like rules and guidelines and all of the things, the chatter started again.
Shit.
And so, that went on, let's see, 2019 for a year through COVID. Everybody was drinking a ton through COVID.
Yes.
I was too. So, during, COVID, our wine bar had to shut down because we were a tavern, right? Like the whole place had to shut down, and we had to, all I cared about was keeping the business relevant, right? Because I knew we would eventually open again. We basically turned into a very high-end liquor store that people were just like schlepping, you know.
Oh, I went to
cases of wine outside the back door.
I went to plenty of those during COVID.
Yeah.
We did, in Colorado, they did to-go drinks.
Oh yeah, we did
to-go drinks. Did they do that in Wisconsin?
We also did like old-fashioned kits and all the things.
Anything to keep the revenue coming in.
Yeah.
In some
and
way,
so we opened the back door from 3 to 6 every day. And then I went on Facebook Live every single day of the shutdown and did a happy hour at 5:30. And for a half an hour or 45 minutes, I would have some sort of drink and, I'd talk about whatever drink we were having, but then like what was going on in the world, and people would comment, and it was just like a live thing.
Which is cool. I mean,
it was fun. It was
awesome.
Great, right? Like, and people were like tuned in every day because what else did they have to do? And, it sort of gave permission.
Feel like connection, but also like feed your habit.
But I knew that if I could keep 1909 relevant, that people would come back. That's what I was thinking. And that was actually one of the like most fun parts of the business. Like, how can I pivot here? How can I do something creative to like be relevant and make people want to come back and whatever. And it just turned out, it was pretty organic. Like I went Facebook Live one time and I was like, oh, I could do a happy hour every day.
Yeah.
Which I did. I never missed one. But that drinking right, like I wouldn't stop after I left alive.
Of course
I would then go home and have a bottle of wine and then, you'd go to other people's houses in distance, but then you'd be drinking and it just
garages.
I got,
at least in Colorado, it was tons of garages.
So. I got into, again, it just got worse. It like was never going to get better. It just got worse. And I threw my husband a surprise 40th birthday on the 28th of August.
Okay.
And one of my employees had to take me home because I was so drunk. And I was like, I am done. I woke up the next morning and I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't think I can do this anymore. So that was a Sunday. Monday, my son had his first like pads football game or whatever. And we
And
went
this
out
is
to
2020
dinner.
or 2021?
2021.
Okay.
We went out to dinner and I had like I had a spotted cow, like out of habit. I just
Yeah,
ordered it, right? And I had one swig of it, and that was the last sip of alcohol I've had. And I
That's
just like I woke up the next day and I was like, oh well, that night I was like, I'm done. That was August 30th, and I was like, I'm never drinking again. And that was it. I just never have drank again. I have no desire to. And everything, Anna, has gotten better in my life. There isn't one like pie shape on the wheel of life that hasn't gotten better because I quit drinking. And I've always known it. Since I took my first drink of alcohol when I was 14, I've always known I shouldn't be drinking. Always. I've never not felt bad about drinking.
oh my God.
And so, which I've told people that and they're like, really? I've never felt bad. And I always thought like everybody felt bad about it, but like just never felt good about it. I just knew that I shouldn't be doing it. And
So how old were you at that point? You were in your low 40s.
yeah,
40.
so it'll be 5 years in a couple weeks and I'm 47, so 42. I was 42.
Think about that, like half midlife.
Oh, and I remember thinking to myself that day, like, I have the rest of my life. Like most women die at 84.
Yeah.
That's the average age. I had half of my life left and I wasn't going to spend it drinking.
That had to have been so intense for so many reasons.
Oh, well, like August 31st, the next day I woke up was like the most relief I've ever felt.
Really?
Like the exhaustion of the negotiating every
Okay.
day for me. I happen to have a really great decide muscle,
Okay.
like a really strong one. Like when I'm done with something, I am done.
Mhm.
There is no igniting the fire. There is no like, hey, maybe we can fan these flames. Like I'm just done. And I just knew I was done. And so when well, decide is actually Latin for like cut off.
Okay.
I only learned that from like my favorite
I'm
book.
like, oh, is it Katy?
It's,
Good for you.
yeah,
Like,
good for you. It's Latin. No. I like my favorite book is You're a Badass by Jen Sincero, and she says that in there. It's yellow.
no,
But you should have it.
I should have it. I'll get it. We'll put a link to it in the notes.
Anyway, she says that in that book, like to decide is to cut off. So it's like cutting off your arm, right? Like I don't drink anymore. So when it's just a no, it's never like one maybe.
We're like, let's see. Yeah.
Or like you can have one Oreo, but you'd eat the entire sleeve. Like, no, I just don't negotiate anymore. I just don't drink. And I just, did I have all the fears that everybody else had?
Probably.
Yes. 1,000 times, right? Like, I worried about my relationship. I worried about my friendships. I worried about the wine bar. Like, if I wasn't drinking and owning a wine bar, like, how the hell do you do that?
How did that go?
I just brought in a bunch of non-alcoholic shit.
That's
Like,
amazing.
It was fine. I mean,
Is the wine bar
was I
still there?
No, we ended up selling it and then it ended up closing. But it was just, I mean, I sold it because I didn't want to be around the wine anymore. I mean, I just didn't want to like schlep it anymore.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I felt
it was
tempted.
It's not like that you couldn't. You just didn't want to. Like I wouldn't.
It was just one of those like.
If I was a vegetarian, I wouldn't want to
butcher pigs.
I wouldn't. No.
Yeah.
Sure wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Again, I don't want to know how the sausage is made.
I want to eat
I want to
bacon.
eat it.
Yeah, right. So it really came down to I just decided. Now, does everybody have that muscle? No. Does everybody have that ability or the freedom to do that? No. I don't think I was physically addicted to it. I think I was physiologically addicted to it. I think it served a lot of purposes for me. It medicated me. It quieted my mind. It did all the things that alcohol is supposed to do. It depressed my like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just I just had to drink so much in order to get to that point then. Cause I mean, your tolerance.
Well, once your
goes up,
tolerance
right?
goes up,
Like,
that's
I mean,
just,
I could drink a bottle of wine and still drive. I mean,
Mhm.
I didn't very often, but I like it just raises, which means that eventually I would have been at 3 bottles or 4, or I would have died. Right.
I
Like,
mean, your body, it's really, and because I love wine so much,
yeah.
that's the only reason I know some of this stuff is like, it's really hard for your body to process alcohol
Yeah.
because it's working on your mind as well and the different dopamine levels, and then it crashes and all these,
Yeah.
there's a lot of scientific, and again, I'm not a scientist either, but,
Same.
there's a lot of things that can happen in your body that it's really, really hard on your body. So it doesn't surprise me that one, you've lost all this weight and you probably feel insanely better. Like
Yeah.
after parties, don't you feel so good the next day where everyone else
Well,
wakes
I'm
up
also
feeling like
super smug,
garbage?
right? Like I do like a smug walk around the kitchen.
Oh,
When my husband's hungover, I'm like, I'm going for a run.
hey, have a good day though. Enjoy your Bloody Mary. I don't need one because I feel great.
Yeah.
Like,
It never really, I just, and like I said before, I don't care about other people's habits.
I'm grateful.
I don't.
Thank you
I
for
just
not
like
being.
don't have a judgment. I don't. I think people think I do. I think anybody that doesn't drink and you are out with them, I think it's very like human nature, natural to feel like they're counting, or
Yeah.
like that I'm judging if you're slurring your words, or you're laughing too much, or but I think that that's also the alcohol, like the anxiety it causes. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like that. If
Okay.
somebody was not drinking around me, I would like avoid them like the plague. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was worried that I was all the things that I was worried about are what other people are worried about.
Yeah.
And I get it. I just it usually doesn't bother people that I'm around and not drinking now, because I just don't care.
Can you honestly say you don't judge? Like, if you notice some of the same like habit?
No,
like,
I leave.
you just leave.
I leave. I just, if I have reached my limit with
People
one
that are
more
drunk.
story,
Yes, the same story.
the repeat, the close face, the all
the touchy feel. Oh yeah.
traits, whatever. If I have reached my stimuli
Mhm.
quota, I just leave.
And that's fine.
I
That doesn't
mean,
mean you're judging people for drinking. That just means you don't want to be there anymore. You can do that. You could do that whether you're sober or you're having drinks,
And I really don't want to get to a point where I'm judging people. So I just remove myself from the situation. It has nothing to do with temptation. I also I have other things I want to do than sit in a bar, sit around,
watch other people drink.
Watch other people drink, right? Like when I was drinking, it was great to watch other people drink. Like that was fine. It's just I have other things I want to do. I want to read. I want to garden. I want to sleep. I want to, take a bath, or
good quality sleep. Like,
oh, my sleep is orgasmic.
I am here for that.
Yeah, I am. I sleep 8 hours from pillow to pillow every day. Yeah.
Did you ever do that when you were drinking? Not that you probably didn't even care about it, right?
No. Well, I mean, I didn't really care, but like you were saying before, like the dopamine levels, all of those things, right? It screws with your chemicals in your brain.
Screws with all the chemicals in your brain.
I don't know the scientific part of this. I know anecdotally.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to me is I would drink, wine or whatever. I'd pass out basically, or I'd have enough that I wouldn't take me very long to fall asleep.
So then you're thinking you're sleeping well, but
sure. And then at 3:00 in the morning, I would wake up like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, my eyes open like you've never seen them open before, and I would never get back to sleep, or I would fall asleep at 5:30 and have to get up at 6. I never had good sleep. I was never really sleeping.
Of course not,
I was
because
never getting enough.
you were numbing it instead of just.
And then, the adrenaline kicks in after your body is constantly trying to be in homeostasis, balanced, right? And so what happens is the dopamine drops after it crashes, and then your adrenaline goes way up, which is what makes you wake up. And then you can't get back to sleep. And that's a vicious cycle. And I was living on 1,600 milligrams every single day of ibuprofen. Yep. Not proud.
Because of headaches or because of body? You just felt like shit?
Yes, I felt like shit. I still had a full day. I mean, at one point I was running a coffee shop, a wine bar, and an ice cream shop from 5 a.m. until 11 p.m. every night, 7 days a week. That's what I was doing.
I want to say no wonder you drank, but that's probably not the right thing to say.
Well, but no wonder.
That's a lot. I mean, that's
it
a
was
lot.
It was a lot. I mean, in hindsight, I think it was very performative. It was like, let's see how much she can do. And I've had to pay for the sum of that, right?
Yeah.
Like running 3 businesses was not really, when I got sober, I was like, why am I doing this? Like, this is a lot to be doing.
Yeah.
And I was still working at the club. So like I had to quit the club. I mean, it was just a lot. But now it's been 5 years, which I couldn't have gone 5 hours.
Katy, 5 years is incredible.
It is.
I hope you're doing something to like treat yourself.
It's so funny. Like, I just don't even think about it anymore.
Okay, because it's just like part of,
yeah, it's just like part of who I am now. Did I ever think I would be here? I never thought I would be in a place where I would never think about it. I just like was so terrified that I was going to be bored. I wasn't going to have anything to fill my time. I was like,
gonna lose friends.
Gonna want to hang out with me.
Yeah.
My husband wasn't going to want to hang out with me. How are we going to sit on the patio? How am I going to go to my son's wedding and not have a glass of champagne? It was just inundated in everything. And I mean, slowly it's just unraveled to a place where I'm like, now I just live my life. Like, it's just I never feel like shit. I get super pissed off when I get a headache because I have no explanation for it.
Right.
At least before I was
At least before you're like, oh, I know.
I mean, I bet I could count on one hand how many times I've taken ibuprofen since then.
That was probably so hard on your liver.
Oh my God.
Isn't it really hard on your liver or kidneys or
Oh, your kidneys, your liver, everything.
Katy, you're absolutely glowing. Like, I wonder if like this, I know that you have the eye thing done, but like it, I'm glad. I wish I would have known you then just so I could see the transformation.
Pictures.
But I'm like, I think whatever you're doing is clearly working for you.
Thank you.
And I mean, even if you don't have to think about it anymore, if it's 5 years, but I think that's something to be celebrated.
Oh yeah. I don't know what I'll do. I mean, I think this sounds crazy, but I think like I'm going to probably buy myself a sauna.
You should.
We already bought a sauna, but we left it at our old house when we sold it.
Okay.
And I think that's my 5-year gift.
Fabulous. Like an infrared, like the wooden type
like
outside. Yeah.
But yeah.
They have them at Costco.
Yeah. I'm just probably doing it.
My gym in this building has one. Oh. I like sitting in it if I do have too much fun.
Oh yeah. Right. I've been in a sauna for that too.
But it's still good for you.
There's so many things that like I said, there just isn't anything that hasn't gotten better. I mean, all of my relationships improved. Now, will I say that some of my fears did come true? Yes, I will.
Okay.
Right? Like it's not that I lost friends. I just lost the particular friendship.
Okay.
Like the actual relationship around it. It's not like we're not friends anymore at all. It's just that it's just changed. It's just pivoted. It's just morphed into something else. Also, I don't need that many friends anymore. I really just did not like to be by myself. I did not like myself. And so I needed to be constantly surrounded by people. And like, it was, I mean, at first it was like, oh, I'm not getting invited anywhere.
Yeah.
That was my biggest, it was my biggest fear, but also like the fear that came true sort of. But then I realized after I said something to somebody about it, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm not like seeing you very much. And they're like, well, you never call us anymore. And then I realized, oh shit, I was the one that was constantly putting together the happy hours. Can we go drinking tonight? Like, why don't you come over and have some wine? Right. It was me. I was the one that was constantly enabling myself.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean,
that must have been a pretty brutal realization.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't that it was me. I was like not calling people.
I'm the problem.
It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. That part was, revealing, to say the least.
And then you can't have a drink to drown your sorrows in it. So it's like, it's just really real, right?
Yeah, and I think that there's like a lot of ritual. If people are out there sort of wondering, like, how did I do it? Mm-hmm. I think that that's one of the biggest questions when I talk to people. They're like, how did you do it? I cried. How did you do it? There were certain things that I did that I just like were non-negotiables for the first 60 days. Okay. I just knew that I had 1,001 days or 1,000 day ones.
Okay.
Right. Like okay, this is my day one.
Mhm.
And then I'd make it 3 days and, fall off the wagon or whatever. And I had 1,000 of those. I had tried 1,000 times to quit drinking. And then, so I had that's what you sort of learn from failure
Yes.
is what works and what doesn't. And actually, this did work or this didn't work. But if you don't ever try any of those things and fail, you never know what works.
Yeah.
So failure is like sort of my second favorite F word. It just is, it's the only way to learn what works, I think, is from mistakes.
For sure.
You can learn lots of things from success, but you really don't know what you're made of until you fail at something.
I think that it's horrifying. It's very scary to know that you could potentially fail, especially if you're a doer and you like, right? But I think that it's so important to, and I almost want you to say it again, but I'll write it in the notes. But like, if you don't fail, then how are we ever learning? Right.
Well, you don't learn anything.
Right. Like if you're just good at everything from the jump and like, here we are, like first of all, how boring is that?
Yeah.
And second of all, like, how do you ever get better if you don't have to take a step back?
There is no way.
Right.
I just don't think that there's a way to, and there's little failures throughout the day.
Exactly.
I mean, no life is like this,
Mm-mm.
right? It's like this.
And that's what makes it beautiful. And that's what makes all these experiences. Like, so one of my good friends was on, she was, I think, my second guest on the podcast. She was visiting. Her name's Erica. Shout out to Erica. And she wasn't her drug of choice. She was not into booze. She, prescription meds.
Mm-hmm.
And prescription meds, it's similar to like how, people like you and me at our age would think about Wisconsin drinking, where like almost everybody does it. Prescription meds are really unique because someone's telling you to take it.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're giving you permission.
And it's really easy to let that get out of hand the same way it is to let anything that's a substance that's not good for us to get out of hand, because certain prescription meds make you feel a certain way or they make you comforted in a certain way. And she was at a point where she couldn't function if this prescription was not in her purse at all times. And her interesting piece, and I'm curious what you think about this, is she said that, all these people throughout her life she's met, they had to get to a rock bottom. They had to get to this terrible day where they weren't going to do this ever again. And it sounds like that was, I don't know if it was your rock bottom, but it sounds like the day after your husband's birthday party wasn't a good day.
No, I think that was my realization. I sort of say I like skipped along the bottom for a long time.
That's exactly what she says. Is it's like some people think, oh, I got a DUI and that was the rock bottom, or I did this and that was the rock bottom. But for her, she's like, I had many bottoms, but for whatever reason, those didn't make me make my decision.
Yeah.
And very similar to you, she didn't go to rehab. She has done quite a bit of AA, and that for her worked. And like you said, finding what's going to work for you. But for her, she remembers so clearly and vividly, one day she didn't have the prescription with her and she saw this, like a butterfly, or I think it was a bee pollinating a flower. And she saw it so clearly. And she's like, what have I been doing for 30 or however many years, medicating? Like it was to numb something, whether it's using alcohol or marijuana, like whatever the drug is to numb, or using sex or a relationship, like
or
shopping
or scrolling.
Oh my God.
Whatever. Listen, all of these things are designed to do the same thing.
It raises the levels of dopamine.
They do their job.
Right.
They do their job. It's not the alcohol. It's not the drug. It's not the social media. That is what it's designed to do.
Yeah.
It's designed to find that place in our brain, give us the chemical hit, and keep us on a loop. And I just got sick of fucking running on the hamster wheel. That's really just like probably the
exact same thing for her. She was like, and for her though, she'll say it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. Like the drug wasn't doing what it was like. I mean, it was for her psyche as far as like being dependent on it and feeling like it was going to be there for her. But it really wasn't doing, it was working until it wasn't. Right. And that's where,
well, and that's what alcohol, like it served its purpose for a long time.
And that's,
for me.
I think any addictions are, And I've seen people do it with, like I said, with sex, with relationships, with the scrolling now, the shopping, spending for that
Oh,
matter,
yeah.
especially now it's so quick to just, yes, I
Yeah.
want it. It's going to come later today. Like that's crazy
Yeah.
sauce. And then, but like a lot of things that are addicting, even exercise, I've seen people take that to the extreme. And I think it's a beautiful, incredible, something to be celebrated. Obviously not with champagne, but like with whatever it is that you want to
I don't care
celebrate
what
with.
you want to celebrate with.
But like, I think that, I mean, Katy, that's incredible that you've been able to do this for the last 5 years and you don't see it any other way. And that's how you want it. You don't
Yep.
want to be in this deal where you're just craving it.
There's so much freedom in not having that chatter, that negotiating. Just like, and now I was negotiating every day, all day. Right? Like if you negotiate like once a week, fine. For me, it was all day, every day. What time should I start to drink? What should I drink? Should I, should I be at home for this? I mean, there was just, and then it was so much negotiating that I just give up and like I just mindlessly pour it out of the fridge.
Do you think that I was working with a trainer once and she, like I was trying to get like really shredded. This was in my 20s. I was trying to get like really shredded. I wasn't going to do a bikini show, but like she had me thinking that I might want to. And she was like, okay, we gotta cut the wine out for at least whatever weeks leading up to this thing. And I never did it. I never did the show, but I learned so much about at that point in my life, the wine. And again, I'm like taking classes to learn about wine. So I'm a wine gal, but I learned then at that point in my life, I wasn't as into wine as I am now, but it was so much out of habit that, and I don't believe that I ever had a problem with it, but it was still such a habit in my mind that she was like, sweetie, I'm just gonna ask you to do this for the next 2 weeks and see how it works for you. And she was like, instead of having the wine, like every night when when you're done with work, cut up some cucumbers and put some vinegar on them and like, just like sit with your book or sit with whatever it is you're doing and do that instead of, and she's like, after 2 weeks, let's just see how you feel. And I couldn't believe how much of a habit it had turned into.
Yeah.
Not even like, and I was enjoying it in my head, but like some things do become like terrible habits.
Yeah,
and it was like,
what know if the like habit is like good or bad.
Right.
It's just a habit, right? Like habits are also just, creatures of our behavior.
Yes.
It's really not like, hey, this is like, who's to say it's good or bad?
It's repeatable stuff though. And that's where it was like, for me, I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this without even thinking about it, because you like to feel in control of what you're putting, at least like I love food. I love to know what I'm putting into my body. Like I'm getting ready to make some sourdough. There's my starters over there. But like, I love knowing what I'm putting in my body. So like, it shook me. And like I said, I was in my late 20s and I was like, if I'm at the point where I don't even care what I'm putting in, I'm just doing it because I've always done it every day after work. Like that's not what we want either, Yeah,
I think it's just awareness.
Yes.
I do think really paying attention is like 99% of what, and being really honest.
Yes.
Like the honesty piece was, I knew it was never, I had to like stop fooling myself into thinking that I had some control over this because I had 15 years of proof I didn't.
Yeah.
I just had to look in the mirror and be like, this is actually like it's not going to get better. I just knew it would be worse. I just knew
you don't typically see people be like, you know what?
Oh,
I kept drinking at that rate. And you know what happened? I got a raise. I had a better relationship with my husband.
I feel amazing.
I look greater than I've ever looked,
No. And you don't see it until it's sort of too late. I mean, before I leave, I'll show you some pictures. Like sometimes I don't even recognize myself in those photos.
Well, first of all, 60 pounds is a significant amount of weight.
Yeah, and all I was like
puffy,
puff and blow. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because your poor body's working so hard to get rid of it, right?
And that did not happen. I thought like, oh, well, I'm drinking, 2,000 calories worth of wine every day. This weight is going to drop off me in, 2 months. No, it's taken me 5 years of really like, trying everything, doing all the things,
Awareness and mindfulness when it comes to that too, though, right?
but like I ended up replacing it. Sugar is the biggest thing, right?
Yeah.
Because alcohol's all
Yeah.
sugar.
Yeah.
And so a sugar addiction is real.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was
100%.
snorting pixie sticks at the end. Right?
It allows
like, or
you,
I wanted
it
to.
allows
I
you,
wasn't.
it
but-
does, it hits the same part of the brain.
Yeah. And so like the sugar, and they say like the sweets or the sugar or like the smoking or the, whatever it is,
Yeah.
like something's got to take its place. And of course, most people, if they're, well, I was, if I'm going to quit drinking, I'm also going to take out coffee, and I'm an overachiever, right? Like I'm going to take out coffee. I'm also not going to.
You're also a crazy person. Yeah.
Like no. Like don't do that, please. Just give yourself a break and just take the alcohol out, right? Like just do one thing at a time. I know we can, you think you're going to like eat clean and there's so much fucking shit going on in your head when you are trying to break a habit like that I mean, it's taken me 5 years to get to a place where I feel, I would say around 3 years, I was like, okay, I feel like not a different person. I just felt more me, right? Like I just felt like I had shed some layers, but
That's
that took
amazing.
me 3 years. And now I'm a totally different person than I was last year, and I'll be a new person next year. Like I just, I think we just need to keep evolving and keep trying new things. And for me, it was quitting something.
Yeah.
It was failing at drinking.
Yeah.
That like really ended up turning the corner for me.
And I'm here for the ride here, Katy. You're stuck with me now. I told Katy, you guys, I'm like, so we're friends. I hope that's cool.
Yep.
When are you going to come over and do the pod with me?
Here I am.
But I have to ask this because this is what we like to talk about, or what I always like to come back to is, the reason I started this is because it's my personal belief that when you look at things from a little bit of a different angle or a different perspective, you can potentially change the world. And I know that that's really, really positive and Pollyanna thinking, but like, I think that that's truly the case and I mean, so many amazing, successful people, men and women, by the way. And I'm going to have my first male guest very soon, but, and I'm constantly in awe of the way that people are able to take a step back, look at their reality, and figure out what needs to happen in order to either shift it or to make a change. Or so if I ask you, like, obviously this is a huge shift 5 years ago for you. You had to change your life. Is there anything maybe in that scenario or any of you've had so many successes and some failures that have taught you things. Is there anything you can maybe speak to a little bit about having to look at something from a different perspective, or having to look at something from a different angle in order to really make these decisions, which you are very good at making, split decisions?
I think for me and Brene Brown, it's the shame piece.
Okay.
There isn't really anything in my life that I haven't hid under the bed at some point, right? The alcohol thing was big for me, right? Like I thought I was the only one drinking like that. I thought I was like the only one with the problem, the only one that had these particular situations. I felt very isolated. I think that
must have been very lonely though.
Yeah, so it's super lonely.
So you have all this chatter going on. Like if we break this thing down, you have all this chatter going on in your head about like, okay, I might drink tonight. What am I going to drink tonight? What time can I start? What do I have to make sure is taken care of before I start this toxic habit of mine? But like, I'm going to start it. So like we're doing, and then, okay. So then you have all that chatter going on, but yet you feel more alone probably than you ever could.
To talk to, right? Because I haven't felt like it's such a shame. Like it felt like my fault. Right?
Yeah.
So, for me, talking about it, right? Like becoming public about it. This is not super easy to talk to for other people.
I know.
It's super easy for me to
That's what I said.
about.
I said, are you sure you want to talk about it? And she's like, yeah. Okay.
And the reason I talk about it is because the second I put it out on Facebook, I had 6 messages in my PMs that were like, would you ever be willing to talk to me about this? And I still get that.
Think about that.
Which it's sort of opened up the door to all my writing now, right? Like I basically, any issue that I'm having right now is like fodder for anybody, right? Like I write essays about
And your Monday newsletter is
Thank
like,
you. I love it. But that's sort of like what I'm writing. It's just midlife shit.
I love it.
I mean,
But it's
I have
real.
talked
It's
about the
authentic.
cholesterol under my eyes. I've had a labiaplasty. I've had, right? Like, I'm not scared to talk about that stuff
I'm here
because
for
I
it.
am just not alone. I know that if I am having this issue, there are 8 billion people in the world, 4 billion of them are women. I would imagine out of 4 billion people, one of them also has what I have.
If not,
If
1
not
million of them.
1 billion of them,
I mean,
right? Like, I just, the more I talk about the things, it's sort of that the obstacle is the way.
Mhm.
Your mess is your message. All of these cliches that, you know, are out there floating around. I really believe that. I really believe that our stories, whatever they are made of, if we can get them out from underneath the bed, and I'm not saying that everybody's got to fucking air their dirty laundry like I do, and I do, but I think if you can get somebody that's relatable to you, and even if they're out there and you read something of theirs, or you see something on Instagram, or you read a newsletter,
Mhm.
or you hear them on a podcast,
Yeah.
or whatever it is, I think it just makes it not so lonely. And even like entrepreneurship is super lonely. It's super lonely. It's, you know, you can't have a bad day because,
No,
well,
'cause
you signed up for
and
this.
you're the face of the thing.
You
And
can't.
yeah.
I mean, well, this was your idea. Like, you can't have a bad day. And so that's super isolating. And I just think we are creatures of groups, right?
Mhm.
Like, we need a tribe, we need somebody. And I'm not saying, you know, you got to go out to every networking event there is, but I do think that there's something really powerful in knowing that somebody else is having an issue that you also have.
And you have no idea.
Well, you
That's
have no
something
idea.
I've learned.
Well, and when I came out basically and said I was drinking 2 bottles of wine a night, and they're like, "What the fuck?" People were like, "Well, I mean, I knew you'd like to like party, but I didn't know you were doing that at night and then coming in and opening up with a coffee shop at 5 o'clock." And I was like, every day,
Sure did.
every day. Right. And it just like, you have no idea what's going on with people. Um, and I hope that as we age, as we get more comfortable saying the things that might be super scary for people to say, or they've wanted to hide in the past, I think we can teach a lot to our friends that are 30 and 20 and 18 and 14. And, you know, I've obviously been really super honest with my kids about my drinking. They have seen it for, you know, they saw me drinking, but then also like seen me change. And they were little. I mean, and I have some not so proud moments for sure. I mean, I think about, my kids weren't in sports and activities at night because I couldn't drive. Like, I feel really bad about that. I feel really bad that they didn't go to basketball practice at night when he could have been a really good basketball player.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I kind of robbed that of them. But also, in the flip side, I'm super thankful that I never killed anybody.
Exactly.
And I know that I never will. And I'm really thankful that if my 16-year-old son needs a ride home from somewhere, he can call me anytime, day or night, and I never have to worry about not being able to drive.
Absolutely.
That has been like one of the biggest gifts. It's the weirdest gift to have, but to be able to drive whenever I want
I
is
bet
like
that
it's like a weird freedom that I've always had.
I won't tell you how much I spend on Ubers a year
Yeah.
because I refuse to drive. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm or drive when I
Yeah.
have anything to drink.
Yeah.
But no, I can totally understand how freeing that is.
Yeah, to be able to drive. And it's just like the
Whenever
little things. It's not the 5 years. It's the I have gone and picked up my daughter from a sleepover that she didn't feel comfortable at. That if I was drunk, my husband would have had to do it, or if he wasn't home, I would have driven drunk to get her.
And that's
Like, and I could have killed somebody.
Yeah.
And I didn't. My biggest fear is going to jail. I don't know why. Like, I don't really feel like I have anything to go to jail.
Everybody else has these fears of like running out of money, starting businesses, all this. And Katie's like, you know what I don't want to do is go to jail.
I don't want to go to prison.
But you understand you have to do something to go to jail. Like,
and so now I just don't ever have a fear that I will. Right? Like, I don't ever have
took the fear off the table.
Do I have the guarantee that I would never hit a kid or a pedestrian or whatever? No, I don't have that.
Right.
But at least I won't do it impaired.
That's true.
Right? Like at least
And
I
that would
won't
be,
go, right?
yes,
Like at least I won't. Like it is those little, I mean, that's not that little, but
those are
it's
big.
the
Yeah.
absence of that fear that is so freeing. Because I would think about that, right? Like, what
course.
happens if this happened? Or what if I did that last night and have the guilt and the shame over and the anxiety and all of those things that I just like, it's the absence of all of those things now.
And I bet your kids can see how free you are compared to 5
I'm
years
a
ago.
totally different person. I mean, a totally different mom.
But how great for them to see that,
Yeah.
hey, it's okay at 42 to take your life in a different direction and thrive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like,
I mean, I sure hope so. I mean,
oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're not telling, but they're in their teenagers, so they might not tell you right now. But I will tell you, like, even my mom and I, this is totally unrelated, but the biggest fight we ever got in was I was a freshman in high school. Star quarterback invites me to homecoming. And I was playing varsity sports. Didn't let me go. I wasn't allowed to date till I was a certain age. Guess what happened? My senior year, that was the biggest fight I ever got in with my mom. My parents were pretty hard on us athletically and stuff, but like, biggest fight ever. You know what? My senior year, I literally sat down with my mom. I'm 18 years old. I'm like, thank God you didn't let me do that when I was that young and stupid.
yeah, who knows?
Isn't that crazy? Like, all I'm saying is, as they get older, I'm sure it's gonna continue to improve your relationships with the kids too.
I had conversation, like I have had the conversation with both of them. Like, I'm really sorry that you can blame me if you want about sports. Like one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't drive you somewhere when you were young. And, both of them were like, whatever, mom, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But like, they need to know that I can say sorry. Right.
And that's huge.
I mean, my parents
And that
didn't
you
say sorry to me.
right. And you need to forgive yourself, right?
Yeah. And like I said, for as much as I feel bad about that, I also feel really good that it's not going to ever happen again.
Exactly.
Right? And I've also done other things for them, like gone pick them, like been able to do other things,
of course,
because of that. So, it's such a yin and yang.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
it
just
is.
like it's life. Life gets lifey, and here we are.
But do you think is there any time in that journey, or even in your entrepreneur, like when you're starting businesses, where you've had to kind of take a step back and look at things? I mean, like you said, shame, like you had to kind of take a look at probably your whole life in that in that regard, as far as like, why am I doing the things that I'm doing, or why am I, why am I in some of these behaviors or these habits? Is there any other thing like a pinpoint where you had to be like, maybe even with the business, like with the ice cream shop, for example, because I know that you loved that. You loved having it.
Yeah.
But you had to shift and be like, all right, this isn't serving us right now. Just like the booze. It's not serving me. This isn't good for my life. I have to make a shift here. And if I want, so like for that specific example.
This whole year has been like that.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
The beginning of this year, I lost my mom in October of last year, which was unexpected. Kind of expected, not, fairly quickly, but like we knew she was sick. And the death of a parent, I think
sucks.
It sucks, right? Like nobody knows what grief is going to do for people. It makes people do crazy shit. But at the beginning of this year, I sort of looked in the mirror and I said, I'm kind of sick of building.
Okay.
That's all I've done is build, build, build. I've never really let anything like sort of see the fruits of the labor.
So right? like the graphic of the guy digging for gold.
I just kept digging, right? Yes. Like, and then I'd always turn around and like start something new, or I'm a scanner personality. So very much I'm super curious. I call it saddling up my rabbit, right? Like I don't just go in a rabbit hole. I like take snacks with me.
Yeah.
We're going I'm researching everything. I know everything. But I also had, and this is just an example, I have 2,000 files in my Canva account, right? Like of workbooks and digital downloads and like digital products.
Holy shit.
That are sitting there.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I got to stop building these things. What I need to do is refine some things. So it's been like refinement over reinvention. That's sort of my motto for the whole year is like, what do I have? And how can I refine it to make it profitable, to make it efficient, to make it what I want it to be? Or does it need to go in like a bucket that sits somewhere else for someone else? Maybe somebody else takes this idea, somebody else, something else, but it needs to sit over here for a while. And I did that with quite a few things, right? Like we did it with the ice cream shop. We weren't even going to open the ice cream shop this year, but we're like, we're going to give it one more go. And then at the end of the year, we'll figure it out. Well, we did. So that's been going on for a while. So it wasn't like a, oh, surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, to everybody else it was, but for me, it was a pretty big, it was a long decision process.
Yeah.
I had an online entrepreneurship community, like a subscription that I was like, it just didn't feel right anymore. I didn't feel like I was serving the people I wanted to serve. Those people weren't feeling served. And so I shut it down. It was like a pretty good revenue maker. I just shut it down. I was like, listen, I can't have this like chatter of like, I should be on there. I should be providing something. What if there's not value? Like I had to shut down the chatter again. And so I did. And then I went out and I have 300 blog posts that have never been published, right? Like I just keep writing and I just never publish them. I never optimize them. I never finish them. I just like, they're all written out there, just sitting out there. And I was like,
what are we going to do with these?
Yeah. And so I just refined all of them. I went through 200 of them and I was like, these are good. These are not. And I just fired up my blog again. And like all of the things that I'm doing right now feel really good. That's awesome. Shockingly, that's where all the money is.
That's unbelievable.
Right? Like that's where all the money is. The money comes, like it follows where the like the good intention is. It's taken me a long time to figure that out. But so much of what I've done up until this point in my life or up until last year has been performative.
Okay.
Could I do it?
Yeah.
Like, can she do all of the things? Like,
and you're like, damn right I can. So I'm going to do it. And this is what we're doing.
I've sort of proven it to myself. And like, and that wasn't the reward. Like I didn't get like any kind of real reward out of it anymore. Yeah. Somebody else did probably. I mean, but so that's sort of it. Probably from the outside looks like outside looking in, it looks like I'm blowing up my life, right? Like we're closing this and, you know, like I'm doing different things, but there's been a lot of thought and a lot of like really intense care
and intention
behind what I'm doing to really live my best life. And I just don't think that life has to be that hard.
Yeah.
Choose your heart.
Exactly.
Right.
I was just going to say, well, it can be though, right? Yeah. Like we're all.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. And some of it is not your choice.
Yeah.
Right. Like some of it we don't get to choose. And I've had hard shit. I've had heartbreak. I've had a lot of things. I choose Pollyanna.
Yes.
Pollyanna is like one of my favorite movies of all
That's
time.
why I started this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because my mom, when I was growing up, it was like, choose to be happy. Like we're gonna play the glad game. You're gonna find the best in every scenario. Now, in relationships, that's not always perfect if you're with the wrong man.
But if you
in my opinion,
trust yourself and be real honest with yourself,
100%. But I guess I'm saying is like if you look through for the best in everything and you can find the best in the wrong people, that can bite you in the ass a tiny bit, which is a whole nother episode we could get into. But no, I'm 100% in agreement with you. I think that you can trust yourself and know that you know what you need and what you want and what's gonna make you happy, and then like ride that wave as long. And
I also don't think you get to find that out unless you fail,
100%.
Unless you get handed something super shitty, or like that is not the Pollyanna part. Is like, oh, nothing's ever happened, and we're just. I mean, the girl fell out of a tree.
I was going to say the poor girl, and wasn't she? Yeah, she like yes.
So. I mean, it wasn't all Pollyanna for Pollyanna.
No, it wasn't. Like shit happens, but she still saw the beauty in every like
crazy prisms.
Yeah. And I should get, you know what? I should get some for the studio.
Oh, rainbows.
Oh,
yes.
I'm getting
That's what I'm sending you.
Well,
yes, I will send you a host gift.
I just got a card from Mari, was my first guest, and she sent me a card, and the card says, it's literally sitting out there, and it says, let's just drink wine and go on a podcast. And I'm like, yeah. Like, let's do it. That's what we're doing.
Amazing.
Okay, last question.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is there still liquid in your can?
Oh yeah.
Because we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to toast.
Oh, I
that.
did. I just like did slam this. I do like it.
That's the question. Yes.
Oh, what is the question? You have to tell me.
The question is, what are we toasting to?
Oh God.
Is your hot water?
What are we toasting to?
What are we toasting
What do
to?
other people toast
I
to?
can think of a million things we could toast to. No, isn't this funny? We should do a podcast of us drinking and laughing.
Oh my God, I love that.
She just said, and
It's
she's
so
like,
cute. Is it a
she goes,
Hallmark?
she goes, yeah, apparently. She goes, thank you so much for having me on the pod. And I'm like, she goes, this is too good to not send. Isn't that so cute?
So cute.
What a doll. Isn't that so cute?
It's adorable.
I know. We'll put this right here
Yeah.
on the flowers. What are we toasting to, Katy Ripp?
Oh, I think midlife women everywhere.
Yes.
I think that's enough.
That's enough. Mic drop, midlife women everywhere. You will have to take a listen. I just dropped the episode with, do you know who Erica Mulhole is? She runs Nurture Her.
Oh, I just listened to it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I just listened to it.
She's absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, she's got a cool story.
In-
I only got like halfway through it.
Mhm.
So, but that was a great episode.
She's an incredible woman. I mean, I just keep meeting. I feel grateful. I'll just go on my, I just feel so grateful that I am meeting these incredible women such as yourself and Erica and, like many other people that are going to be on this podcast where I hear stories and very similar to what you were talking about earlier. I want everybody to hear the stories. I want everybody to hear the stories because if I find them interesting and, it brings some sort of emotion to me, whether it's a smile or a tear or whatever, that means it probably will for somebody else. And right now we, in your thought of, what did you say? Refinement over reinvention. I think that we're in a very unique place in this world where authenticity is king. And if you're not where, I don't know if it was as much back in the, like even 3 years ago.
I think even authenticity was performative at some
That's
time.
what I think that's where it's so amazing to hear like just super real stories about like, hey, I was drinking 2 bottles of wine a night. I needed to fucking stop. My friend taking the prescription meds. I needed to stop if I wanted my life to go the way I needed it to. For Erica, she's like, I needed to start something instead of doing what I was doing because I wasn't happy. And I had all of these challenges in my life that like made me like, I knew deep down I needed to do something else. And I'm like, can we just shout this from the rooftops and let's go?
It's permission.
It is.
It's permission. I think we used to wait for permission from somebody else, or maybe not even used to. I think a lot of people are still waiting for permission. I mean, we had to like get permission to go to the bathroom for 12 or 14 years of our life.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that our society is still waiting for permission.
Mm-hmm.
It is giving yourself permission. And I think the trust piece is so big. And when I was drinking, I didn't trust myself. I did not trust that I could follow through because I was drinking. And now I just don't have that, right? I just trust that I'll figure it out. And I always have. Have I not figured stuff out? Sure. But then I like figure out a different way.
And you figure out a different way.
It's always like everything is sort of figure outable. And everybody's got that muscle. It's giving yourself permission to use it. And I sound like I mean, I don't mean to sound like super preachy, but I think it's like having the proverbial balls to do it.
Yes.
And thinking like, what is the worst that can happen? Now, do I suggest that somebody goes out and takes $500,000 of their savings and dump it into a froyo cart? Not necessarily.
Not today.
But if that's like the thing that is really true in your gut, and you can take out all the performative things and all the opinions from somebody else and all the fears and whatever, and you're still into a froyo cart for $500,000, cheers, gal.
Right?
I'm in.
And it really can't fail at that point. I mean, maybe it can
maybe the froyo does, but maybe it turns into ice cream.
That's what I was just saying. Yeah.
Or
a catering business or something,
an event company, or it could turn into 20 different things. Your $500,000 could turn into 500 million.
Exactly.
I think it's just I mean, from an entrepreneur heart, these things take time and money. So
They do.
you know, caveat. But we're also seeing a lot of, you know, I made $20,000 overnight. I'm not sure that that's actually. Maybe it's happening.
That would be
somewhere.
lovely. That would be lovely.
I
If
would
it
love
is,
that.
if it is a thing, you should tell me how to do it because I would love the notes on that. But
Also, I was super excited the other day that I made 1 penny from my affiliate ads.
hey,
I like celebrated that shit.
I would.
And my husband was
That's
like,
also something to toast to.
right? It was 1 penny, but I was
Who
like,
cares?
it's proof that it's working.
Exactly. That's I'm with you.
And guess what? 2 days later, it was a nickel. So all I got to do is
If it keeps
keep
compounding like that,
yeah.
if it keeps compounding like that,
200%.
who knows?
So like,
Let's go. I need to get on that board. All right, Katy, thank you so much for joining me today. This was awesome.
Yeah.
I can't.
Let's do it again.
I would do it again. I mean, I can't thank you enough just for being so open and honest, being an inspiration to me. And this is the Anna Angle. It is a Brava sponsored podcast. And I can't wait to see you soon. Katy, thanks so much again.
Thank you.
Cheers.